Welcome in on LearPrep.com. Eric Seals. I'm Skylar King, talking Class 7A Glenbard West. Last year's runner-up lost an overtime thriller to Wheaton Warrenville South down in Champaign, and they're 8-1 this year. Sort of a disappointing 8-1. They were 8-0, got bit at home in Week 9 against Lions to lose out on what would have been an outright West Suburban Silver Conference crown, but as we've talked about with some teams, it's not always bad to lose one, figure out what you can improve on. And, Glenbard West, for most of the year, there wasn't much to improve on, but they've gotten a little dinged up in the end, and you think they're in trouble in the first round.
I think it's going to be an upset that nobody's expecting. Glenbard West, easily, you can say is one of the best teams in the state. Like you said, they've had a lot of injuries lately. And, for whatever reason, this last game, Lions came up and said, you guys aren't invincible. I don't think that's the reason that, Glenbard West is going to, necessarily, lose the game against Plainfield. But I think that the injuries eventually will get to you. You can only go hard for so long. Jamie Jones from Lions Junior running back put up 161 yards in Glenbard West. We know Glenbard West defense is very good, okay? But they're going up against a running back who has 2,200 yards on the season, okay? Going to Colorado State Capri Bibbs. It's going to be a tough game.
I'm not saying Bibbs isn't good enough to put up a 100-yard game. What I'm saying is, what's the best defensive line Bibbs' offensive lines that you go against?
Yeah, I mean that's true. You can't say that because it's one of the best defensive lines in the state.
I mean, definitely a Division I guy coming up.
Oh, I agree, but there's 10 other guys on the field that need to hold their own also. So if someone's running for 161 yards, there's something going on the defense that's not right. And obviously they have a great coaching staff over there in Glen Ellen. Coach Hetlett will make sure that they fix any issues that they've had. But I think it's going to be a nail biter for them, even though they're 5, because Plainfield's 5-4, correct?
Plainfield is 7-2.
7-2.
I just mean, Lions scored 31 on them, but that's twice as many points as anyone else scored on them all year. I mean, their other biggest total was they gave up 16 to Downer South, and Downer South's got some playmakers with Josh Williams and Ryan Aruche back there, and so I don't think there's any shame in giving up the points there in a victory at Downer South. I don't know, because I mean, the issue is how does Glenbard West not just key on Bibbs? I mean, who else is going to make a play?
Well, when I look at this game from the upset, I'm looking at it more from the Glenbard West standpoint, as in, kids get tired at this point, the injuries start, making an effect in the game. Nobody's 100% out there, so I'm not even necessarily saying that Plainfield is just that much better of a team, but all teams, Wheaton South, Glenbard West, Stevenson, Carmel, all teams have a point where they're just not 100% healthy, and right now Glenbard West doesn't look healthy.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't supposed to be healthy before LT, and they rattled off 27 unanswered against York.
Yep. At
York, after they were down 10-0 with a backup quarterback who threw 12 of 15 for like $150 and 3 scores. Mm-hmm. I mean, that to me was the game. I'm surprised that the LT game happened the way it did after what I saw at that York game, because I thought that was a game that they'd be able to say, okay, we're fine. We got through York, and that shows us that we can get it done without some of these guys that were dinged up. And I mean, they're supposed to be, full strength on defense. I was under the impression that the linebacker they had out was only missing that 1 week.
Yeah.
And it didn't look to me in the game that I saw against against York that they were missing that much at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
The way their backup played.
He was playing really good. But this is the other thing I'm worried about with Glenbard West. And I don't know if this had any effect in the Lions game or not. A lot of people know that Glenbard West would like nothing better than to beat what team?
Talk about it. Wheaton South.
Wheaton South. So they are, they're thinking about it. They already see where the matchup is going to be. They know it won't be in the state finals.
Yep.
They know when they would match up against them if they got to play them. The thing that I worried about for my fellow Glen Ellen people down the street from where I lived is I hope they don't just get so amped up that they forget about the team that they're playing right now, because we know that will come and bite you, and you will be watching November while you're eating your turkey. You can't look at Wheaton South right now. You got to play right now.
Yeah,
And they're well coached, so I know the coach isn't sitting there saying, "Oh, we got to get ready for Wheaton South." There's no way he's thinking about that. The people I worry about are the kids, because
right. Oh yeah, and that's understand. I mean, that's what I thought might end up biting Wheaton South, because when you're hanging 40, 50 points on everybody every week, you figure some complacency would set in, but it never did.
Yeah.
And I just think Glenbard West is just so good up front on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're that. I think that they would have to turn the ball over, because you get behind Jordan Walsh and company. I just think that offensive line can score enough points to win a first-round game. And once you get past that icebreaker, you say, okay, let's get focused. Wheaton South in our sights. We're one game away, and then you get there, and then that's just a nasty game for both teams to have to play in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
A rematch of the state title game. I hope we get to see it. If Glenbard West is looking ahead, I would hope that after Lions got him in Glen Ellen, that would have cured that. But we will certainly see if the Mr. Prognosticator over there, this would probably be, I think this is the biggest first round upset that either one of us picked. So if this one goes through, we might be picking lottery numbers based on what Mr. Seal says.
Hey, I'm down with that.
And but I think that Mr. Jordan Walsh, the best offensive lineman in the state, will not, be Iowa Hawkeye Jordan Walsh for at least another couple weeks. He will be Glenbard West Hilltopper Jordan Walsh for another couple weeks.
Okay.
And we'll see Glenbard West at Wheaton South in the 7A quarterfinals for what would be maybe the biggest quarterfinal game in 7A in a long time.
Really.
But yeah, a lot of it's going to be, I think, David Glaw and Mark Hibben, the quarterback wide receiver combo, because the offensive line is good enough to run the ball. Are you going to get the pass threat? And if they do, I think that defense is good enough to hold people down and win a couple games in the playoffs. And then Wheaton South, who knows? Next up, we're getting there.
We're slowly getting there.
We're going to team preview number 15. 14 down, 11 more to go. Join us again here at IllinoisPrep.com.